Hey everybody, very good morning. Welcome to this class on Odd One Out. This is to be the last class, I think. Odd One Out because uh, after this, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll be talking about parajumbles, about para summaries. So probably after the third week from now, Odd One Out discussion will come up. So I think. Let's see how it works out. There's a new crash course which is starting from Monday. Please join. Timing will be changed from Monday. Timing will be 10 a.m. I think. So yeah, I think please utilize this time whatever you have. There's a lot beyond CAT also which is happening. There's a lot of things beyond CAT which are working out. Please utilize that, and at the same time let me see whether I'm online or not. Yeah, I think it is all right. So the point here is that somewhere we will have to come to this understanding that how much of effort is required, how much of effort is required effort, how much of effort is good effort. So the thing is that if you start studying, if you keep putting in a bit of an effort every day, then I think after a few days you will be able to understand that what amount of effort is the good amount of effort, or what amount of effort is the necessary amount of effort. So I think that is a very important point. And taking into consideration the number of forms which are going to come out after CAT also, they're right now also there. I think it makes sense that even if you haven't started studying, you start now. Okay. Put in one month of effort, and after that put in one more month of effort for the other examinations which are going to come after CAT. Okay, so it makes more sense. My name is Anupam. I have more than 3,100 hours of CAT training experience, and I've trained more than 3,500 students for CAT. And I've also been a content developer creating questions, verbal ability questions for GMAT. Please download and install Unacademy App, and go to Plus, go to CAT, and subscribe. So there are a lot of free classes also which we provide on the app, that which are with respect to your a lot of free classes also happen, which are special classes. So one of the classes which I will be also taking on Sundays, on this Sunday. So that class is also there. And apart from that, there are other classes. So these special classes are free of cost. You will never be charged for any of those special classes ever, right? So that is how it is. And but plus getting plus subscription is so important, because plus subscription mein hi you will get test series. The plus subscription mein hi you will get you'll be getting your doubt solving sessions. So, nevertheless, you can ask me doubts here also, but probably here because of the this. Okay. Hi, Ujjwal. I think I can see you somewhere. Hi, Ujjwal Singh. Okay, hi. Okay, Ujjwal. Ujjwal, please join the Telegram group. Please subscribe to the to the channel. Nice DP you have there. Relax, and a Buddha and a child monk there. Oh, nice, amazing. So yeah, please. So I also have my own Telegram group. That link I will share in the in this. You join the Telegram group which has been mentioned below, and from there I'll take you forward. I have started my own Telegram group within JustCat itself, and in that I'm giving individual is study plan, and I'm also starting a new crash course from Monday 10 a.m. That is a plan. All right. So yeah. So these are the plus offerings which we have in front of you. So anybody who is planning for 2021, they'll have to buy the 24-month program minimum, which is 18,900 after you use the code Saxena Live. And if you are say planning for CAT 2020, then something related to 6 months, something in range of 6 months or 12 months has to be bought. So the pricing is 15,750 for 12 months, and for 6 months it is 14,000. So this is how it is. And there are EMI options also available, and we'll be helping you after CAT. Also, we'll be helping you in in JAD, SNAP, IFT, NMAT, and also in your GDPIs as well. So like I've always said that that odd one out is a skill. It is same as parajumble in many ways. So I always say that it's a skill. It can be honed. It can be improved. It is nothing which only people from certain schools and colleges, certain professional background, certain socio-cultural, economic background, only those people will be able to do well in odd one out or in RC or VARC in general. It is quite a lot as parajumble, because what happens that parajumbles, what happens, they give you four lines, and the lines are all scrambled up, they're all jumbled up. In odd one out, what happens, you are given 5 lines, 5 of them are like jumbled, like 4 of them are jumbled, and 1 is your odd one out. 1 is an extra line which has been placed. So this is not a very difficult question. If you improve your ability or skills at odd one out, you will be doing good in parajumble. If you will improve your skills in parajumble, you will become good at odd one out also. This is very, very natural. Just that in odd one out, you actually don't need to understand the order. If you have just understood that what is the primary purpose, what is the key idea which the majority of the sentences are trying to say, then you have understood it. Then you can find which of the line is is odd one out, and that is your answer. And like I've said that these questions are also relatively scoring in nature. They are relatively scoring, that in less amount of effort, in lesser number of hours, fewer number of hours, you can master it. And when you're solving the CAT exam also, in that time also, in fewer number of in devoting less number of time, less number of minutes, you will be able to mark these questions correctly, right? See, if you read an RC, sometimes for answering a question like central idea, primary purpose, or what the author is trying to say in the entire passage, for answering these one question, you have to read the entire passage. Whereas to answer an odd one out question, you just have to read 5 lines. So it relatively is I think it's scoring, and it is an easier thing for you to do. Yeah. Let's try and discuss some questions here. It says 5 sentences related to a topic are given below. 4 of them can be put together to form a meaningful and coherent short paragraph. Identify the odd one out, choose its number as your answer, and key it in. Okay. So one says that so this is what 5 lines are given. 4 of them will form a short coherent paragraph, 1 will not, and that is going to be your odd one out. Okay, so we have to see, okay, which line is talking about, which is at the periphery, which is just referring to some words. It contains some words, but it is not talking about it is not talking about what other 4 lines are talking about, right? So trying to understand the primary purpose, trying to understand the central idea or the main theme can be very, very helpful here. Right. So it says his idea to use sign language was not completely new idea, as Native Americans used hand gestures to communicate with other tribes. He said that his idea to use sign language was not a completely new. His idea means somebody's idea. So if his is referring to a person, right, somewhere. So if you can find that person, then probably we can think that, okay, so here if you see pushback against this prejudice began in 16th century when Pedro Pons means Pedro are these they in Spanish for father or for the priest they use Pedro, like as in a padre, like we call him padre. It's a padre means like in Hindi we say padri. Similarly, this has its origin in your Spanish and your Latin, basically. So padre becomes Pedro in Spanish. So Pedro created a formal sign language for hearing impaired. Right. So this is referring to this particular line. So we know that 4 and 1 are a connection, so that we know that both of these are not the part of the paragraph. They are part of the paragraph, and both are talking about sign language for hearing impaired. Both are talking about what? They are talking about sign language for. So his idea to use sign language was not completely new idea, as Native Americans use hand gestures to communicate with other tribes. Okay. Any questions? Anybody? I'm typed it also. Any questions thus far? So what is sign language? Sign language is this gesture based language which is used to communicate with the hearing impaired. If you must have seen that these kind of languages is also used when there's a very big state level event to communicate whatever the people are trying to say to the hearing impaired. You must have also seen such kind of people, such kind of initiatives in news also. So sometimes in news also, they used to have this broadcast, wherein this broadcast was done for the people who are hearing impaired. Okay. This is a sign language was started by him, created of and this idea was not completely new. Okay, and it says pushback against fourth may they say that pushback against this prejudice. Prejudice is it's a bias. It's a sort of a bias, or when we think that some people we do not think positively about some people, we have negative views about some people, which is not based on any logic or reason. It is just a bias which we have, a negative thought which we have. Pushback against this prejudice. Okay, prejudice हुआ है, तो where some sort of injustice has happened. We don't know. Let's find out. Let's read two first. Ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, for example, observed that men who are deaf are incapable of speech. So men who are deaf, they are incapable. They are men who are deaf. They are incapable of speech. So Aristotle is saying that people who are deaf, they were incapable of speech. Okay. One problem here. Ancient Greek philosopher, that is thousands of years before Christ. That is at least 2,000 years before it happened. But as Greek Aristotle must have happened at least 3,000 years from where we are talking now. But from 20 to 20, they are talking about 16th century, right? So there's a time gap also. We were talking about something which happened in 16th century. These two lines are talking about that. And this line is talking about a different period. So there's a time, so time reference is also different. One thing. I'm sorry. So there is a time difference also. Then the point then comes. So they're talking about people who are deaf are incapable of speech. But in these two lines, 1 and 4, they were talking about what? They were talking about a formal sign language for hearing impaired. Sign language was not new idea. There was prejudice. There was a negative idea, negative thoughts against them, which were not based on any logic or reason. So this is something which is not fitting in. Let's read further. We don't know, but let's read further. If you also observe, they have made the speech thing common here to make you confused, basically. In second one. Third says, people who are born deaf were denied right to sign the bill, as they were presumed to understand nothing, because it is not possible that they have been able to learn or write. Right? So people who were born deaf were denied the right. So this is an example of prejudice. This is an example that they were presumed to understand nothing because it's not possible that they have been able to read or write. So this is an example of prejudice. So this is also a part of. So people who were born deaf, they were not given a sign to will, because people thought that if they cannot listen only, how can they read? How can they ever have been educated in the past? Okay, so there's a connection between. So connection, we got to know that connection exists between 4 and 1 is a pair, because 4 said Pedro Pons, 1 says his idea, 4 and 1 is a pair. And then we know that before 4, 3 came, because 3 was referring to some problem which was referred to in 4 as this prejudice. Then comes for millennia, people with hearing impairments encountered marginalization because it was believed that language could only be learned by hearing spoken word. Which says that people for millennia. So this is where the paragraph starts. First line. For a millennia, people with hearing impairments encountered marginalization because it was believed that language could only be learned by hearing spoken word. This is how it becomes. A language can only be learned by hearing spoken word. Five, three, four. Right, this is how it is. And if you see all the 4 lines, if you see, even if you do not mark the order, that is all right. But if you see all the first 2 lines for talking about that the hearing people with hearing impairments, they were not given equal rights, they were not treated well, they were misunderstood, they were not given certain rights, they were not allowed to sign the will, because it was assumed that they might never have been able to learn to read or write. Okay, and then they say that there was a change came because there was this priest, 17th and 16th century priest in Spain, who began this formal sign language for hearing impaired, and his idea to use sign language was not completely new, as Native Americans were using it. Ancient Greek philosophers, for example, noticed that men who are deaf incapable of speech. This is Akka, it's your odd one out. Okay, because nowhere it is connecting to any line. They were talking about what? The bias. So if you can summarize the primary purpose of this paragraph, the primary purpose of this paragraph is that to highlight the bias which was prevalent against the hearing impaired people in the past, and how the sign language came into being. How Pedro Pons began the sign language movement. Aristotle observed that men who are deaf and incapable of speech. This is out of context. A small paragraph is a very coherent idea. The sentences have to be very much connected. Any sentence which is not relevant, any sentence which is talking about an idea which is not directly related to whatever we are discussing, happens to be an odd one, because we are talking about four sentences which are very much together, which are very much they have to be together, as in, because we're not talking about 4 paragraphs of a RC. We're not talking about 4 chapters of a novel or a book. We're talking about 4 lines which have to be very much connected. There has to be extreme amount of affinity also. Okay, also they will be making such questions in a way that, because if they will make a question where doubt is possible, where there is doubt, then it will be difficult for them to defend if somebody takes him to court also. So they will make a question in a way that it is difficult to understand, but logically it can be proved. Right? That is how. Let's try one more question here. It says translators are like bumblebees. Though long scientifically disproved, this factoid is routinely trotted out. So they're saying, talking about translators are like bumblebees. So translators, okay. So at this point, we understand the translators, probably he's referring to the people who translate from one language to the another language. And bumblebees are there are a variety of, there are a species of bees only. They are a kind of bees itself. So he says that translators are like bumblebees. There's a connection. What is the connection? We don't know. The connection is that okay, let's see. Though long since scientifically disproved, this factoid is a small fact, and factoid is also a fact which has been proved to be wrong also. A small fact which has been proved to be incorrect. So it says that translators are like bumblebees, and science, we don't know what this factoid is referring to. We don't know. Let's see it further. If we get that this is all right, then we can sort of think that 2 is odd one out, or let's see further. Okay, similar pronouncements about the impossibility of translation have dodged the practitioners since Leonardo Bruni's Interpretatione Recta, published in 1424. Talking about simpler pronouncement about impossibility of translation. So there were some doubts which were raised about the impossibility of translation. So here we know that this particular RC, this particular piece is talking about the problems which are related to the translation, impossibility of it. Okay, something. And there were some doubts which were raised that probably it is not possible to translate only from one language to another. That much we can understand. 4 says bees unaware of these deliberation have continued to flit from flower to flower, and translators continue to translate. So they say that bees unaware of these deliberation continue to flit from flower to flower, and translators continue to continue. Right? So they are saying that translators are translating in spite of whatever doubts were raised here in 3, and bees are also doing what they were doing. Okay, 5 says in 1934 the French entomologist is a person who works on insects, basically smaller and smaller organisms which are basically referring to your insects and smaller flies and all that stuff, in which bees will also come. The French entomologist Auguste Megan pronounced a flight of bumblebees to be aerodynamically impossible. Aerodynamically impossible. French said that it is not only possible to fly. Okay. Now we see that the entire paragraph was referring to what? Except 2. The entire paragraph was referring to that there is something common between translators and bumblebees. Bees, there was some scientific pronouncement given by some scientists who said that bumblebee cannot fly. If you take science into consideration, take physics into consideration, bumblebees should not be flying. Let's say similar pronouncement. Similar means the kind of which was made in 3, in a way. So 5 and 3 are a pair. 5 and 3. Because a similar pronouncement about the impossibility translation was made, and then it comes 4. Bees, unaware of these deliberations, have continued to fly from flower to flower, and translators continue to translate. 5, 3, 4. 1 is a starting line. Translators are like bumblebees. Any questions? Any doubts? You can type in the question in the this also. Okay. Let us do a bit of a theory today. Let me go to the next question. It says that understanding the purpose of the paragraph will be a game changer. So we see that. So yeah, see, if we can understand the purpose of the paragraph, it will be a great service to ourselves. See, like we said, here also, that if we can, the purpose of this paragraph was to talk about the commonality, the similarity between the translators and bumblebees. And what was that? That both of them, the experts had denounced, the experts had sort of written them off, that bees cannot fly. Whatever the flight they're taking, that is not aerodynamically possible. Okay, and for the translators, they have said that translation only is not possible, but still they're doing it. That was the agenda, long since scientifically disproved. This is your odd one out. Okay, that whatever we're discussing, two was sort of it wasn't even referring to here, right? Long since. Acha, look at this factoid. Which factoid? We don't even know which factoid it is referring to, because no factoid has been mentioned here, right? No fact has been mentioned here. And something, so this was something which was, like I've always said, that the 4 sentences of a paragraph, they will be scientifically extremely connected. All the ideas mentioned here will be scientifically extremely connected. It's not that these ideas will be very, very disparate. They are 4 sentences of a paragraph. They have to be very much connected. All right, this is how it is. If we understand the theme using central idea, primary purpose of the paragraph as a central idea, summary, title, or primary purpose of the paragraph as one of the yardstick, then we can zero in on the correct answer. So if we can understand the theme of the by using the central idea or summary or title or purpose of the paragraph as one of the yardsticks, then we can zero in on the correct answer. Yeah, that is true, that if we can zero in on the, like we said, that we were able to find the what is the purpose of this paragraph, and we can find that, yeah, 2 is your answer. 2 is the odd one out. Yeah, please solve, like I say, please solve 2 to 3 odd one out questions daily. For that, you can subscribe to Unacademy. You will get access to section wise test, topic wise test, and questions, a lot of questions you will get access to, and then you can solve these questions. If you're using some other platform, it's again your choice. And solving a couple of questions every day is very important. And then you have to also analyze the questions properly. Okay, that whether you have marked whether that why did you mark the option, why did you mark the wrong option. So for example, if we take this question here, say if somebody marked 5th option as the odd one out. Somebody marked 5th option as odd one out, then, and did not mark 2. So if somebody marked marked fifth option to be true, yeah, we did not understand. So I've written it for another question, but it will hold true for this also. We did not understand the primary purpose of the given lines. Yeah, so if somebody marked fifth line as odd one out, one has clearly not seen that there is a connection between 1 and 5. One was talking about translators are like bumblebees, and 5 was talking about that August Megan, that why it is so, why translators are being likened to bumblebees, because there was some scientist long back who said that bumblebees flight is not possible on the basis of aerodynamics. Clear connection. So the person is also failed to, so we did not see an idea based connection. Okay, also if 5 is not there, and 3 is talking about the translation problems that have dogged the practitioner. So we're talking about translators, but what about bumblebees, right? We are talking about translation, but what about bumblebees? And then 4 says bumblebees unaware of these deliberations. So which deliberation? The deliberation which was mentioned in option number 5, in line number 5. So yeah, so we have failed to see idea based connection. We did not see the structure of the paragraph as we fail to realize its primary purpose. Yeah, modification in preparation is, yeah, understand the purpose of the majority of the lines given. Also look for idea-based connections between the lines. So in this way, you have to keep a track of the mistakes which you're doing. So even if you keep a track of one mistake every day, one mistake in RC or one mistake in VA, in 30 days you will be able to find out 30 errors of yours. One more modification in preparation can be that you solve more RCs, right? Sorry, you solve more VA questions, more odd one out questions from a variety of areas. All right, let's try and solve this question. 5 sentences related to a topic are given below. 4 of them can be put together to form a meaningful, coherent paragraph. Identify the odd one out. Choose its number as your answer in keyten. Sorry for that. This is an odd one out question. One argument is that actors that do not fit within a single well-defined category may suffer from an illegitimacy. So they're talking about that actors that do not fit in a single well-defined category may suffer from an illegitimacy discount. Actors that do not fit within a single well-defined category, they suffer from an illegitimacy discount. See, illegitimacy discount is nothing but when a particular product, when a particular company or one single group of companies is seen in multiple product categories. For example, if a company is making pressure cooker, the company is also making food items, the company is also making cars, the company is also making tube lights and safes, the company is also making motorbikes, the company is also into airlines, the company is also into hotel industry, or what they call as hospitality industry. They're aviation, okay? They're into defense related research, helping the Indian Army, Air Force and Navy with certain defense related equipments, certain parts, or certain smaller products, certain softwares. They have a bank also. So banking industry. So if there are so many industries, people stop paying attention to the company itself. They may not be able to, they sort of lose that, they become very bored of looking at the company, or it's because of certain bias in the human behavior, they become in a way they're not able to sort of realize the uniqueness of this company. They begin to take the company for granted. But what if you did not know the meaning of this particular word? Even if you did not know the meaning of this particular word, it is still possible to answer this question. I'll teach you how. Okay. First of all, they started from talking about actors that don't fit within a single well-defined category. What are they trying to refer to? Are they referring to the movie stars, the people who act in theater and cinema, in TV series? What is that they're referring to? We don't know. Okay, Actors can also refer to certain aspects, certain parameters, certain properties. We don't know. Right now, we believe that. In fact, we cannot believe anything. Let's read further. Others believe that complex identities confuse audiences about an organization's role or purpose. So they are saying that that others believe that complex identities confuse audiences. Complex identities are confusing audiences, okay, about organization's role or purpose. Fine. So they're talking about that there is some confusion happening among the audiences about the complex identities. So this is one idea. Let's read further. Some organizations have complex and multidimensional identities that span some or combine categories, while others possess narrow identities. Okay. So now 2 lines are talking about they are saying that some organizations have complex multidimensional identities. Okay, so now we know that these 2 lines, 2 and 3, they are talking about the identity of a company. And 2 says that complex identity confuses. 3 says that some of them have narrow ones, some of them have complex and multi-dimensional identity. What is an identity? Identity is what the company thinks about itself, what the people who are working in the company, at all the levels, they think about the company, and what others think about it. So it's a product of both. How we think about ourselves and what others also perceive about ourselves, right? So they're talking about complex identities. So some way got to understand 2 and 3 are somewhere related. Let's go further. Identity is one of the most important features of organizations, but there exist opposing views among sociologists about how identity affects organization performance. So they're saying that identity is one of the most important features of the organization. Okay. But there exist opposing views among sociologists about how identity affects organization performance. So they mention about identity as an important feature. Then comes 3, that some of them have complex ones, some of them have narrow ones. So there's a clear connection between 4 and 3, because 4 starts it, 4 mentions it, and then 3 takes it further. That's saying that, okay, identity too is all right, what it is, but then some of them have complex and some of them have narrow ones, right? 5 says those who think that complex identities are beneficial to the strategic advantage of ambiguity and organizations' potential to differentiate themselves from competitors. So they are saying that those companies which have complex identity, they can have an advantage of ambiguity, that people are not able to understand at all that what this company is all about. And since they are complex, they are difficult to understand, or there are certain things which people don't really understand, there are some certain things which are complex, they differentiate those aspects that differentiate these organizations from their competitors. So since they mentioned that some of them have complex, some of them have narrow, then complex comes here. So now after 3 comes 5. Okay, and then like I said, sometimes there in a parajumble also we have these sentences where the next sentence contradicts the earlier sentence, happening in 5 and 2. 5 says that complex identity can be beneficial. 2 says that complex identities confuse audiences. So 4, 3, 5, 2 is a pair here. And 1 is here talking about that the actors that do not fit within a single well-defined category may suffer an illegitimacy discount. So 4, 3, 5, 2 is forming a clear-cut pair. And why? What is the purpose behind 4, 3, 5, 2? The purpose of 4352 is to highlight the importance of identity in the performance of a company, and to discuss and to show the conflicting views experts have about the results of complex identities of a company or an organization. See, this is what they're doing. 4 may they say that what is that identity is most important, one of the most important. 3 they say that some have complex, some have narrow. 5 says that sometimes it is, at times it is beneficial also. And 2 says that some people believe that complex identities confuse people. 4, 3, 5, 2. 1 is odd one out. 1 is not fitting in with any other sentence also, and 1 is it's a clear-cut odd one out from an idea standpoint also. All right. So yeah, thank you very much. I don't know how many of you are there. Who all are online? Can I just get a like? Just sharing my Telegram link to you. I have pasted my Telegram link here in the you people can join my Telegram link. Also in the description you will find the Unacademy Just Chat Telegram group link also. Okay. If there's any theory left, we can discuss it, although all theory has been covered. So yeah, see, sometimes what happens that we find that all the sentences in odd one out, they look relevant. That all the sentences, they look relevant, they look part of the paragraph. But then if you see, it's the the devil lies in the detail, like they say in a saying. I think it's an informal saying, that one was talking about sign language and why it came up. To odd one out line was talking about Greek Aristotle, Greek philosopher Aristotle, saying that the men who are deaf, they are incapable of speech. In this paragraph, they were talking about a commonality between translators and bumblebees, and two was saying that some fact was proved, some fact has been disproved, still it is being routinely trotted out. Which fact? We don't know any fact here. Like I've said, that odd one out is a very closely, it's extremely connected 4 lines. There's a very strong affinity, there's a very strong connection between these four lines. And then in this question, they were referring to about that there is an illegitimacy discount which comes up, and we don't know, it was nowhere mentioned also that actors they have suffered from an illegitimacy discount and all that stuff, which was nowhere related to it, right? Which is nowhere related to it. We were talking about the entire paragraph was talking about that identity can be important, and there are complex ones, there are narrow ones, and what are the pros and cons of having a complex identity for one's company. So first one in this case is the odd one out. Right. So that's pretty much about it. Please download and subscribe to Unacademy. We get live classes, you get to interact with the educator, live polls and leaderboard, test series and analysis, live doubt. Like I've also said that if you want to really write good quality test series, the kind of quality which you're providing, which the kind of classes which will be given to you in the online space, that is going to be extremely helpful to you. Test series is very much required. Because of that happens to be the backbone of your preparation, and even if you don't subscribe to it, there are a lot of free classes which we also offer on the Unacademy app. Use the code Saxena Live and get 10% discount. Thank you very much.